Right, here we go. Delighted to say joining me next is former Southend goalkeeper Nathan Bishop. Nathan, how you doing? You okay?
Hi, Chris. Yeah, good. Thanks. To you?
Yeah, good. Thank you very much. Thank you so much for taking time out of your Friday evening. Where do we find you tonight? What are you what are you up to?
I am sat in a hotel in Crewe. We have a sofa
Oh, what a
waiting
way
for
to
us.
live your life.
Yeah, yeah,
The
another busy
luxury of
football
a
night.
professional football. Do you get your own room though? Do you get your
Yeah,
own room nowadays, or
yeah,
it
thankfully we
wasn't like that
do.
at
Yeah.
Southend, was it?
No, I've had plenty of roomies for my time at Southend, so no, it's nice.
Brilliant. So if we take you back to your time at Southend, how old were you when you joined? I know you came through the youth, but you sort of joined a little bit sort of later, didn't you?
Yeah, I came in really late. I signed when I was just the back end of being 15 into my 16th. So I think I signed just before my 16th birthday, and then yeah, just
Yeah.
quite late on really.
Yeah, but coming through at that point, obviously there was like Daniel Bentley, Ted Smith. There were quite a lot of other goalkeepers to aspire to, weren't there? And it was a real sort of hotbed for sort of promising young goalies. Did that something that attracted you?
Yeah, honestly, it was crazy. Like the first thing that everyone spoke of when you went into the environment was how quickly they got goalies in the door, made something of them, and like produced them to go on and play somewhere else. And like Southend, as soon as I got in the door, it was like I can't wait. I want to play for this club, and I was really excited. And like especially when you have Bence and Ted like in front of you, and then I was lucky enough to have Ox come in as well. Like all of them had great seasons and put really good foundations in place to support even younger goalies coming through than me.
Yeah, and coming through, I think you're right in saying that your first team debut was almost sort of thrust upon you. I'm pretty sure it was Scunthorpe away, and there was an injury, and Ox had gone down, and then he went off at half time, didn't he? So in a way, did that help that you didn't have time to sort of get nervous?
Yeah, like I think that I was quite the injury happening like maybe the 26th minute or something like that. So I had a good like 20 minutes to like get my head round like if he's if he's not going to be fit enough to carry on the game, like I could come on here. And then at half time, like they came out and got me and they said, "Oh yeah, you need to warm up." And then like yeah, it was all right. The nerves had like gone. The initial like heartbeat moment had gone, so it was all
Yeah.
right.
And the Gillingham one's always one that stands out for me with you at Southend. Would that be one that is similar to you? Is that one that you really sort of remember well?
Yeah, definitely. The Gillingham game was probably the best game that I've enjoyed, and probably at the Valley away as well when we lost Drew in the first half.
Yeah. Remember, we had Taylor Moore earlier, so he was talking about the goal, and that came from that one that may have gone over the line or not, but it was a fantastic moment, wasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, if VAR existed in League One at the time, I'm not sure that one would have been missed. But yeah, no, honestly, like it was one of those that I think we brought our fortune in the game, and we were just so lucky to like get over the line, and it was nice.
Yeah, and when you are a goalkeeper, it's almost it's a tough position to play, isn't it? When you look at Southend went through a tough time, and there were a few sort of big defeats, weren't there? How hard is that to deal with when you're the goalkeeper? Because I know how proud you are of your defensive record. So how do you bounce back from a disappointing result, which isn't seemingly your fault, but when you're the goalie, you take it personally?
Yeah, no, I think like because the club, it was tough times for the club at the time as well. Like we were going through patches of like either doing really well or like we were losing quite a few games on the spin. So like as a young goalie, just wearing the badge for me was like huge pride. Like every time I put it on, I was buzzing. I was like, yeah, I'm playing for this club, and like it was so nice. But the days where you sat in the change room, I think we lost 7-1 to Donny when we had 9 men on the pitch.
Yeah.
Like, it was just like they were some of the most brutal times, and like you felt so terrible. Like it it was part of it though. It's part of the game, and it's part of learning as a young pro.
Yeah, but it's tough to get through, isn't it? I guess you just have to, but it is a real sort of tough moment to be able to deal with.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Like you feel bad for the people that like they go to work all week, they pay their money, and then they come and watch a game, and like you feel bad that you can't put a performance together for them as well. Like it's tough, but I think you just learn to like work with it, and you try and just think of the next one after whatever happens.
Yeah, because I always think of that with you because it sort of went full circle. I might have got this wrong. Obviously, that was Doncaster at home, and I'm pretty sure that your Manchester United move came when you were on the coach to Doncaster away. Is that right? Is that how
Yeah,
it sort of transpired? Or
yeah, it was Donny away, and I knew that Ox was playing, so I was like already in a mindset like I'm gonna be ready to play. Ox is playing, so I could come off the bench tonight. Like anything could happen. And I got to the hotel, and I got a phone call basically saying you're going to get picked up in about 20 minutes. So it was done. Yeah.
Yeah. How do you feel when suddenly someone tells you that Manchester United are going to be signing you? I mean, that's a hell of a thing to suddenly hear, isn't it?
Yeah, it was so crazy. Like I hadn't heard like none of the thing is like normally like when you're I don't know when you move to a club there's sort of like a bit of chatter, a bit of talk, and like this literally came out of nowhere. And like the first time I heard of it was like, oh, someone might be interested in you on a Sunday night. And then the Tuesday morning I get wind of like, oh, it's like a big club. And then I was like, wow. And then on the bus I get a phone call saying like I think it was the club sec at the time, and she said like, you're able to now speak with this club. And I was a bit like, oh, like, let me speak with my agent. Like, I don't know what's going on. And then like it basically literally just got all fed through to me. And then yeah, I got to the hotel and they were like, they're gonna meet you there and they're gonna pick you up. Like deal's done basically.
Yeah. And what was it like your first day at Manchester United when you're going there and you've got like David De Gea and all sort of people like that? Is it a bit intimidating? Or I guess they're nice people and good pros, but how was it your first day at Manchester United?
Yeah, no, it was crazy. Like you grow up like loving individual players as a kid. Like you support a team, but like you love individuals for what they are and what they bring to the table. And like for me, like Juan Mata was the pinnacle of that. Like I absolutely loved Juan for everything he did in the game, even before I was anywhere near Man United. And like the first day I go in and I get Juan Mata on my team in a five-a-side, and it was like what am I doing here? Like what is actually
Yeah,
happening?
yeah.
It was crazy, honestly. And to be fair, the moment, like the feeling never really left. Like as soon as I met David, I think I met David about a week later, and he was on international or whatever. So it was like, wow, like this is crazy.
Yeah. And how do you look back at your time there? I know you didn't get to play, but it must have been like an incredible learning experience, sort of dealing with those kind of pros and attitudes every single day.
Yeah, like I had the pleasure of working with some incredible people. Like all the pros were top. Like Ollie built a very, very good like group morale in terms of like no ego, real positivity. Like we worked together as a team, and it was so nice to see. Like it was such a good group, and they looked after me straight away. So I think like having the pros that I got to learn off, like I've had some unbelievable goalies. Like I had Lee Grant. Lee Grant was incredible. I've had Tom, David, Sergio Romero. So like Dean, I've had Dean as well. Dean was
Yeah.
amazing. So I've had some incredible people like to learn off of.
Yeah. Was it hard to leave there and go to Sunderland, or what was the sort of thinking behind it? I guess you wanted to sort of be a bit nearer the first team. Was that your thinking?
Yeah, I think like it was really hard. Like I went to Mansfield on loan, and I got a real like addiction to playing. Like I was so like I need that feeling of like stepping over the line and like going toe to toe with whoever every weekend. And like I learned to love it so much and like enjoy it. That when I came away from it, I was a bit like, oh, I really miss it.
Yeah.
So the second I got the opportunity to go and potentially like the manager told me like, listen, like you're gonna stay and you're gonna stay with the team again this year. And I was a bit like, well, I really am desperate to go and be a part of something. So I think like the permanent option came and I was like I literally couldn't turn it down.
Yeah. And how's it been going for you there so far?
Yeah, I love it, to be fair. Like Sunderland's an incredible club. It's a massive club, and like the fan base are brilliant. Like everyone's brilliant, and the togetherness of the city, like not even just the like togetherness of the boys, but like the outside the city, the town of Sunderland, like they absolutely love the club like inside out. So it's nice to just be a part of something, and like with the lads playing well as well, it's really good.
And is it hard, obviously, to be living so far away from home? You're here, which isn't too far from your home, but then you're going to sort of Manchester, Sunderland. I guess it's part and parcel of being a footballer. But as a young man, it's got to be hard to be sort of so far away from your sort of friends and family.
Yeah, yeah. I think the hardest thing ever was being 16 and I moved like straight into digs like at Southend, and I had the best digs people like you could have asked for, and like I really enjoyed my time, and like but moving away that first time was like wow, like this is life
Yeah.
now. And I still remember like sitting in a hotel for like 2 weeks after I signed for United, and I was like, I'm like hundreds of miles from home. Like, what am I
Yeah.
doing? And like now, honestly, like my missus she's constantly got the heating on. It's freezing up here, but yeah, like nothing changes once she's lived like away this long. I think yeah, it's normal now.
Fantastic. That is brilliant. Super. Thank you so much for coming on, taking time out of your evening. Real pleasure to talk to you, and I wish you all the best at Sunderland, and hope to see you back out there playing again soon.
No worries. Thank you for having me.
And I
Chris.
hope your gloves still match your boots, because that was always a proud moment of me that I always saw that. So I hope you're still keeping that going.
I do try. Thank you very much, Chris.
So, man, thank you very much. Thank you.